Hello and welcome. I am Katrina Pratt Roebuck, and I am the founder and CEO of Uplifme. Uplifme is a national resource hub that provides information on social service events happening across the country that addresses social determinants of health, as well as highlights the great work happening within and around Philadelphia. So today I have with me Rick Sauer, who is the Executive Director of the Philadelphia Association of Community Development Corporations. So Rick, welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Katrina. I appreciate the invite.
So Rick, start off by telling us what your organization does and the folks that you work with.
Yeah, PACDC, or the Philadelphia Association of Community Development Corporations, is, as the name would imply, a membership association of neighborhood groups involved in housing, economic development, addressing resident needs, advancing broader equitable neighborhood revitalization. So it's our members that are doing that work on the ground to help a first-time home buyer, assist a small business on their neighborhood shopping district, provide other services to residents, especially lower-income communities. So we're there to support their work, and we do it by advocating for additional resources and better policies here in the city of Philadelphia, and also working to build their capacity to be more effective at the work they are doing at the ground level.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more about that? Can you talk about how community development corporations serve people?
Yeah, I mean, there's a range of community. We have about 60 CDC members around the city of Philadelphia, most serving a specific neighborhood, although some are a little bit more encompassing beyond one neighborhood. But they do a range of things. So they have like housing counselors on staff that will help someone get ready to be a first-time home buyer, or if they're facing eviction or foreclosure, help keep them in their home, for instance.
Okay.
A number of our members do work on the neighborhood commercial corridors, both working to strengthen that shopping area overall, but assisting the small businesses and referring them to other resources in particular. They are often involved in engaging the community residents and envisioning what the future of their neighborhood should be, and coming up with a sort of a plan about how to get there. So they're very community driven, and they also are very concerned about advancing equity, around advancing racial equity, about addressing past problems within the neighborhoods or disinvestment in the neighborhoods. And so they're working to take, in most cases, a comprehensive approach to addressing the range of needs in low and moderate income communities and the residents that live there.
Okay, okay. Do CDCs serve the neighborhoods that they exist in and on whole, or are they income requirements involved in terms of accessing services from CDCs?
There's certain city programs that might have an income limit on so let's say you need a home, you want to get a home repair. There's some programs you can get a grant if you're below a certain income level. But if you don't qualify for that, there is also then loan programs that you might be able to qualify for. I would say overall, the CDCs, their primary constituency are low and moderate income residents and neighborhoods, but they offer a range of services that can pretty much address needs of residents throughout the community that they're in.
Okay, that's
They are
helpful.
in most neighborhoods, and not everyone, but most neighborhoods in Philadelphia. As I say, we have over 60 members throughout the city of Philadelphia.
Okay, that's helpful to know. Thank you for sharing that. So can you talk a little bit perhaps about the work that you are doing with the CDCs as a membership organization, and talk about maybe something the public is not aware of that PACDC does?
Yeah, so we worked with a lot of stakeholders, our members and other folks back about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, to develop a policy platform, sort of our vision of what we think is needed here in Philadelphia to advance equity across neighborhoods. And we know we've seen a lot of new investment in Philadelphia, certainly in certain communities. What we want to make sure that as that new investment happens is that it's benefiting all residents and all communities throughout the city, and not just the immediate hot neighborhood where a new development might be happening. So we've been working to advance those policy changes, working with a range of stakeholders to do that. That's really important. We also work to build the capacity, not just of our members, but of small businesses, of other neighborhood leaders, maybe block captains, folks like that.
Okay.
So we offer a number of training and
Hmm.
capacity building programs for different of those folks. And we have our annual Equitable Development Conference coming up on October 7th as
Okay.
well.
Okay. So I did not know that your organization provided trainings, in particular for block captains. I think that's an amazing resource for folks to know about and to access. Also was not aware that you all work towards building a conference for folks. In terms of that conference, who attends that? Is it the CDCs, or is anyone eligible to attend, or
It's open to
independent?
anyone, and this year the theme is around sort of immigrant communities and thriving communities. So we have a
Okay.
number of sessions throughout the day, and the conference is taking place at the Howard Gittes Student Center up at Temple University. And there's information on our website, which is just www.pacdc.org.
Okay, great, great. And I'm also really happy to hear about the intentionality around equitable development. And I think that that's something that is at the forefront of a lot of folks' minds. So it's helpful to know that someone like yourself and your organization are working towards making sure that the city maintains a presence of understanding that development needs to be equitable and not push anyone out of neighborhoods, and make it so that only a few can thrive in certain places. So I really appreciate that work. If anyone wants to get involved with PACDC, whether it be from donating or involved in any of the work that you do, how could someone engage with you all to support your organization?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of membership related organizations that are very engaged with our work. But there's a number of ways to get involved. There are some opportunities sometimes to volunteer on different activities, whether it's the conference or other events that we do. Obviously, if you're interested in supporting our work, there's a donate button on the homepage of our website that I mentioned before. And you can join as a member if you're an
Oh,
organization in
okay.
particular.
Okay.
So both, you don't have to be just a CDC to join. We
That
have
was what I was going to ask.
a whole class of what are called associate members as well. And it sort of covers the gambit of different types of folks and organizations that are involved in housing and community development work.
That's really helpful. Can you also talk a little bit more about the trainings? Are the trainings, do they have a cost associated with them? How can folks access your training?
Some trainings have a minor cost to them, others don't. It depends on how, and then there's some that are geared towards a specific sort of staff level position that are
Okay.
much more
Okay.
intensive. So for example, we do some trainings that are just, let's say, an hour or 2 hour long that might be virtual. Like, so we have one coming up on human resources. We have a couple other ones coming up this fall that will be posted soon on the events section of our website. But then we have more intensive training programs that might last over, like, say, 5 months. And there's
Okay.
both training and coaching and a peer support group of participants, et cetera. So it sort of covers the gambit from sort of shorter one-off type of trainings around a particular issue to more in-depth training and support systems.
Okay, I'm really excited to have people find out about the work that you're doing in terms of trainings, in particular with block captains. I think that's going to be a really wonderful resource that hopefully this message can be spread widely through this recording. And can you talk a little bit more about the policy work? Is there an opportunity for people to get involved and support in sort of the creation, the development, the discussions around the policy work that you're doing?
There definitely is.
Okay, good.
Probably the best person to contact on our staff is Andy Toy. He's our policy director. His email is atoy@pacdc.org.
Okay.
And he oversees our policy work, but we're involved in both, legislation that comes before city council and working with the administration to improve programs and systems out there if people have challenges, et cetera. So there's lots of opportunities to get involved, whether directly testifying or informing the policies that we're advocating for.
This is
Wonderfully.
This is really wonderful, and I appreciate that folks anyone in the city can reach out to your organization and figure out how they can play a part in this very important work that you're doing. So thank you, Rick. Thank you for sharing all the work of PACDC. And I knew of the organization for years, but did not know how broad and vast the resources that you provide to the public are. So thank you very much.
All right, appreciate the time.
You take care.
Bye.